Yeah, okay. There it is. Okay.
Okay, it took me a second. But good morning or afternoon or whatever time works best for you. You know what I mean? I go by the ever so simple name of Space Lloyd 8. I welcome you back to Space Case Camp. You know, we have a pretty chill time in here. We talk about anything and everything. We go everywhere in general and nowhere in particular. So I'm just putting the finishing touches on some adjustments I made to my setup. Moved a couple things around. You know, because one bit at a time. It's not supposed to be like a huge, massive overhaul and then there's a complete revamp. I keep the things I like and I adjust the things I don't. So I'm actually just getting my D&D dice real quick. And I'm going to roll some stuff while we create some characters, you know? So I'm about to just hop over real quick to my Twitch. Make sure that I have the right expectations set for it. I think I got to switch it to D&D. Because right now it says Knockout City, but that ain't no problem. That ain't no problem. That ain't no problem. New dungeons. There we go. What's a good tag? What's a good tag for D&D, like, to pay attention to it? Let's put that in done. Get the right tags on. Oh, what's going on, Ty? You popped in mad quick. Appreciate you. Love you dearly. Hope all is well. I've kind of been a bit of a hermit today. But, I just felt like doing a cheesy title. As you could see, which is facts because I play a paladin now. You know, we wear chainmails because it's holy armor. Please don't leave. So I just want to keep it that lighthearted and that easy today. No pressure. Usually I don't facepalm with me. It's too early. It's gonna get so much worse. I promise. I promise it will. I'm just uploading on one side of my screen. Once I flip over to it, it's gonna have everything I plan on working on. So I have a list of some names. The names that we currently have from our campaign. I know Momo has one. Of course, leaving the chat. I don't even blame you. I don't even blame you at this point. But so we have Hydran, who I really want to get into writing about. Wreath, who's our rogue for our campaign. For those of you that may or may not be aware, Hydran's a warlock. Wreath is a rogue. Pernin, who's mine, is a paladin. What's going on, Ray? I appreciate you stopping by as well. I mean, it's only 6 minutes in. You ain't late for anything. I had to switch out my desk, so I didn't even know if I was gonna start at 8. Because my desk that I had before now, like I might give you guys pictures later, but the desk that I had before the one that I'm streaming on right now, I guess it started rotting. It was a wooden desk and I was just chilling. I was testing some stuff on my stream and then I heard it go and then it started to bow right where my monitors are. So I was like, whoa, crap, oh shoot. So I kind of sort of, yeah, new desk, new Lloyd. That's how we do. That's how we do over here. So fortunately, I already had another one that I'd purchased before, so it only took altogether like an hour and 10 minutes to dismantle the other one, put it in the garbage, like take it out to the dumpsters, and then come back and put this one together. It's a little bit slimmer, it's a little bit more sleek. It also has like a wood finish, but you know, that desk that I just got rid of, I've had since... How old are you when you're in like second grade? So like you're 7 when you 8, 9, 10. I had it since I was about 11 years old. That's how old that desk was, and it served a heck of a purpose. I made my first comic book on that desk. I used to have a shelf where it had like CD case slots. Yeah, I had it since I was living in Chicago, in Calumet. Well, not in Chicago, but in Calumet City. That desk is older than all of my nieces and nephews. So it was about time. It was about time. But that's the thing about like old stuff. Like, you know how people pass on heirlooms, where it's like it obviously has more sentimental value than like retail value unless you're a collector. I crossed that threshold with the desk. It served. It did its purpose. It did its time. But after a while, you just gotta go. Second grader, 7 or 8, probably. Let me relive it to find out. I don't know. No, I think it was since I was 8. Cause like 5th grade is like 11. Cause 12, 13, 14. You're 14 when you're in 8th grade. So if you subtract, yeah. Second grade. Cause it was when I moved from one suburb in Chicago to Calumet City. I was 8 when I moved, and that's when my mom got me a desk. We had just moved in. I don't know. I didn't care about ages at the time. It was just revolving Christmases and birthdays whenever I can get 2 or 3 video games. All right, leave me alone. You're getting too picky with... It's not a plot hole, okay? I'm not a Marvel movie. Gosh. Yeah, not a rocket scientist. I'm a rocker scientist, all right? Yeah, you got it right. There's no typo there. I see no errors. But yeah, that desk had for 20 years. Almost exactly 20 years on the dot. So it was just sad to like feel it, like feeling it give way. Nope, there ain't no asterisk. No, you said rocker, and I'm gonna keep it. I might update my bio with that about me, the wholesome rocker scientist. So, oh sweet, you got the Roku to work. Yeah, let me know if you start Doctor Who up. I'm on episode 5, remember? So just let me know when you catch up, and then I'll start watching it again. If I'm watching it with you, I'll actually watch it, cause sheesh, I can tell it's good. It's got good potential, good value, all of that, but it's definitely something to watch with somebody or alongside someone. But I do like this new desk. I got leg space. I took time to vacuum right underwear. I was like, oh, I didn't know I had that much stuff under there. You know, 'cause usually I'm just wearing shoes, so I don't feel it. And I was like, oh, I have a carpet under there. Ah, that's where the floorboard should be. But I got a list of some characters that I wanna build a little bit of like semi storyline for. Obviously, it's up to the player's discretion if they keep it. But I want to kind of just freeball and see what comes together. Because fighting is one thing in a campaign, but it's not all about fights. If it's all about fights, you don't need to start in a tavern, be in a guild, decide to roll for checks. So I want to build everything around it, around the encounters and things that pull from people's backstories. If it's like I'm chasing after the guy that killed my mentor, like my Loxodon does, I'm gonna just start a Word document and we're gonna just cipher off some good stuff and put your locks on here. I apologize if I get your characters like characteristics wrong. So I'm gonna have my D&D Beyond up. Let me pull that up on this side, and we're just gonna do this probably till about 12:30, as long as my playlist runs. My lo-fi playlist has a good 3-4 hours on it, and then after that we're gonna switch to another playlist and go from there. But I'm gonna roll for some stuff along the way. Where is... I want to go into D&D Beyond. I gotta type D&D Beyond. That makes sense. Save that as a bookmark. Let's go into the collections, my campaigns, because most people have it added on here, which makes it really, really easy. But how can I start doing all these your digs and y'all meanery if y'all can't even see it? So let's do, let's take you over to the top lead. Yeah. I'm actually gonna put it on this side. I do like that my chat is actually popping up the way I want it to. So let's go. Ooh, look at that. That's beautiful right there. That's brutal. Ooh, organization. Alright. I'll figure out where else to put it later. Now. Alright, so we got Negwyn. We have Celeste. We have... Oh yeah, Koro. Yeah, I forgot about Koro. It's because we didn't play the last time. But we'll just work that in. That ain't no problem. Ain't no problem. I'm a little leery about writing for Hydran only because Hydran should be at level 3 because he completed the first like tutorial encounter. Everybody's, once you prove you know at least basic mechanics, we're trying to get everyone to level 3 so you can pick a path, and then we start from there. No, the mic's going in and out. All right, hold on, let me troubleshoot it. Give me a second. Appreciate you letting me know. Might be the cord itself. Give me a second. All right. Hopefully that fixes it. I tried unplugging and replugging it, but let me know if it actually does fix it or not. So we'll go we'll go bit by bit. I'm debating between pulling up Discord chat. Let me just let everybody know I'm already in there. Cool. I'll switch over. I'll include Discord chat. Building your characters. Building back. Not building your characters. They've already done their work. Building backstories. Wait, if I say enough, the question's inevitably going to be raised. How much is enough? And that's where rolling these die come in. I love any excuse to just roll dice. It's not even the gambler in me, it's the gambling nerd in me. So let's say, oh, what was that? 2? All right, so if two people join in on the Discord voice chat, then I'll switch over to that, or I'll at least include it. You know what? Actually, I'll just sit in there for a while. There we go. I think that works. Headset, Razer audio controller. Let's try that. Now, if I hop out and then back in, nope, I didn't hear it. But I'll hold it in the background. I was learning how to play D&D using Discord today. It was a little confusing, but I made notes. Right on. And you know what's cool? You know what's cool about D&D is like you can understand everything about one class, and then the moment you try to get into the other 12 classes, your level of understanding is like you realize it's so minuscule in the grand scheme, where it's like I have to I got to start all over, you know, but not in a like depressing way, but more so just, you know what, let me find out what else I could do, because I thought I knew everything since I learned about a monk. Nope. No. Now when it comes to backstory, I want everything to make sense, right? So let's take a look at we'll start off with Hydran. Because I found the contradiction to be humorous. Because I don't know if it's called an oath, a pact, or a seal or whatever, but he chose. Let's see if we could pull up the. Not that. Let's pull up the features and traits. So his patron is a fiend, so his pact, like his class and subclass, it all revolves around, of all things, being a water genasi, having a doggone fiend that he makes a pact with. So the spells that he get are fire related, and instead of being like it doesn't make sense, like he has a golden opportunity to either make this like super like comical, or like the contradiction is like a new flavoring of power, right? So he'll still have fireball, but it can be like scalding tidal wave, you know, or like burning high tide, or it can be like magma. Like he can have a magma warlock. Yeah, either comical or tragic. But I just think it's cool. Like if I were to draw him, so we're gonna flip through a couple different things. So I'm gonna have D&D Beyond up, of course, my Word document to kind of build this along, and then most likely I might even do Hero 4 to try to make a rough outline or two. I don't know if they have any for Water Genasi though, or any Genasi for that matter, but I guess we won't know until we look, right? So Hydran, let me see. If you're a warlock, you make a pact somewhere. So what if the fiend was the only one that gave him a chance? Cause they have what are the pacts? Probably came from like, he could have been a former noble. You reduce a hostile creature 0 HP, you gain 3 temp HP. Charisma, additional spells are added to the warlock spell list for you. Shape water cantrip. You know how to shape water and you do fire stuff. Oh, that's right, he didn't pick a feat because he's not at, what's it called yet? Just for the sake of it. Alright,
he'll have to just choose his Eldritch Invocations or whatnot, but
at least he's caught up with the rest. I like that idea. He's in school and didn't study enough.
I like that. In school, didn't study enough. I gotta keep track. Alright. Warlock. A Genasi Warlock. That's nasty. Wreath is a rogue. And a satyr rogue at that. Satyr rogue. Water Genasi Warlock. We're gonna layer these because I want as many of these as possible to like
tie in together.
I just gotta check something real quick. So let's check out the campaign one more time for the one time. That's mine. But I keep forgetting his name because I didn't like put heartfelt meaning into it.
Viscount
Negwyn. Oh wait, why did I type his name again? So we got the Leon and Paladin. Yeah, we have a wide range,
a wide range of what the heck. And nobody's normal here.
Nobody, not one of us. But then again, what is normal in D&D, right?
You say use your imagination. Well,
they used it, and I'm happy for it. Little Drop is Tabaxi? Little Raindrop, a Genasi Bard. Oh. I was gonna guess Rogue. Pernin and Kasha, I'll save for off stream, but definitely on my list. What do we settle on Pernin being? More freaking Pernin. Oh, he's just a straight up elf. Okay. Yeah, them a dang elf. Well, then the country accent doesn't necessarily fit for him. Because elves be bougie about their vernacular. Raynham's born sorcerer. Sherlock's. I make a lot of animals. Don't. You know. I know.
Locks it on Druid. After I learned Barbarian more, I already said I want to learn Monk and maybe Cleric.
One of those I can already help you with.
I love Monk status. So we could definitely talk.
We'll definitely talk about that, right?
Oh, I'll even talk to you Sunday about it when we play. We're still on for that, right? Because I know a couple people couldn't make it, myself included. But hopefully we're still on for
Sunday. Been looking forward to it.
I haven't even played on the Discord yet.
The Discord that I usually play D&D with. I haven't played with them in like 2 weeks.
It's because friendship is more special.
Or something like that. In school didn't study enough. Yeah, good. So Satyr Rogue, Elf Druid, got a Bard, Sorcerer, Paladin, another Druid. But this one's out of character. This is out of the campaign. Koro
is the half
orc or full orc? Did I already put Myra? But Myra already has a backstory. So it would just be more of tying in. Rabbit Folk Bard. Oh, so we got 2 bards. That's funny. Where's Koro? There we go.
Yes, Sunday. You gonna teach me, monk? Heck yeah. I'll teach you all the ways. If you just go straight off the player's handbook, you just have the way of the open hand, which I deviated from because it's player's handbook, right? But truthfully, it's dangerous. So as I'm trying to gather my thoughts or remember my previous train of thought, I gotta write stuff down before I lose it. Wait, Crow's a ranger? That's right, we had that conversation. Let me just type out Graza and then I'll talk about way of the open hand. Graza. Warforge, not Warforge, Warforge, Artificer. And for those of you that say Artificer, it's Artificer. I'm capitalizing where you're supposed to emphasize. See. My brothers, my sisters, kings, queens, and Nubians, and whatnot. It's not artificer because it's not artificial, you know? It'd be artificial because you really gotta be authentic out in these artificial streets. Tabernacle. But anyway, for artificers, I just learned a lot about their 4 classes. Where you have the artillerist, the alchemist. The alchemist is the one that makes potions, but it's not explosive and corrosive potions. It's potions you give to your teammates so they can heal, or they can cast haste so they can move faster, or you can make potions of healing, but you got to roll randomly unless you're going to blow a spell slot to determine exactly what you're going to roll, what you're going to make. You have artillerists, which make little mini cannons. So you have you make a turret that you can, it's like a familiar, but it's a familiar with with like an open shell round for a face, and you can shoot through them while you stay in the back line. You have armorers, which are great for you can either sneak around with sneaky armor, or you can hold the front line with tanky armor. So if you wanted to be Iron Man, you have choices with the armorer. That's the most popular class. And then the other one, what's the name of it? It's one where you can basically make a pet that kind of gives a help action. It's the closest thing to a familiar besides the artillerist, because you're commanding your artillery so that you don't have much buffs to yourselves, but you're basically buffing your companion. So classes, give it a second, hold it up, let it back up. Artificer, it's the battlesmith. That's what it is. I couldn't think of that for the life of me. And that's the one where you're making a companion mouse or a robotic hawk to kind of fly by and stuff. So different strokes for different folks. I'm gonna keep that in the background. But I was trying to see if we have another freaking don't we have 2 warlocks? Isn't Quan a warlock? I just don't remember what his character's name is. It's Remnawin or something. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's a warlock. I have my Vagarin. It rhymed with some kind of salad dressing. That's all I know. It was something cool. But yeah, so I asked that because what if the 2 of them became friends? They were in friends. One warlock was a smart one, the other one was lagging behind. What do we have in Hydra's background that I can work with? Let's see. Okay. He's proficient in Arcana, in History, and Nature. So we could say he studied okay, but what if he slacked off, right?
So, celestial and primordial could indicate
a prestigious school where he knew the stuff but didn't, like, he aced the test but didn't do homework kind of thing, right? And as a water genasi, he probably excelled. Probably came from
and raised in an upper class
genasi tribe, right? So they originally were nomads, and then boom, 720 credit score. So you know they went ahead and they put all this money towards their best and brightest. A genasi prodigy. Ooh. No. Everybody else is a prodigy but him, so that's why he had to study so hard.
I like that. All right, so wait. Control Z, undo all of that. My bad. Sana colita de rana. Okay. So could be an only child. That puts pressure. Only child. No.
Their sibling. What do you think is better? Could it be that they're...
All right, so here's what I'm gonna do. Here's my first roll. Let me make a new note. Let's say
I want 6 options.
4 if I have to, but 6 ideally. So the question is, why proficiency so high, but pick the mortal enemy pact, right?
So either
he's pride of his village, pride of his tribe, pride of his tribe, so like childhood prodigy, they're so gifted but arrogant and forced. So that's one option. So it could be a child prodigy that was
gifted but arrogant. So when he went to school and chose a pact, he got easily suckered.
He's proficient in intimidation, so he could have been
the private school bully. And somebody he bullied
tricked him into the deal. That's a good first option. Or parent was local legend, inherited none of the skills.
Okay, so option 2. Parent was a local legend, but inherited none of the skills and is desperate for acknowledgement. So he's willing to do anything and everything to feel loved again.
It's option 2. Has gifted younger sibling. Pressured to stop disappointing. To beat Civ. Or last survivor of village and I do like the sibling kind of angle where it's like my younger sister is stronger than me in all things magic, so I had to study hard and fight tooth and nail to be at the same level, and I'm willing to do anything it takes to finally beat them. That could be chaotic evil. It's tired of being pressured. Last survivor of village. So it's not that he made a pact, he was bound to him. How many do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4? I like these ideas so far. Oh wait, where did my thing go? There we go. Okay. So now that I have at least 4 options, I don't know, any other options? Anything else that I don't cover? What if there's like a happy-go-lucky backstory, right? It's just like, you know how in Naruto he found out he had wind-natured chakra based on how he touched the paper? So his mom's a water genasi and his dad is a which dragonborn has fire? Let me see real quick. It's like cow and chicken. Dad was proud, he didn't care how, god dang. Brass and gold. Okay. So he could have inherited it. Let's go with brass. Brass seems more fitting. Mom was my bad. I don't know how bad that is, but I kind of Dad was which one did I say? Brass? Brass, as in brazzers. Dad was a brass. And it manifested in school. Imagine that. What if he could what if he could do shape water poorly? So they thought that he didn't inherit anything positive from his parents. And then he gets in a fight in school while he's learning sorcery. And instead of it coming out as water, it comes out as scalding hot magma. This can be the magma kid. I love it. Okay. So that's 5. I want one more so I can roll a d6. D6 is my favorite die. What about
orphaned, because everybody loves a good orphan protagonist. Orphaned. And raised by former wildfire druid. Till okay. Now these are all just scratching the surface, but let's see what the D6 holds for it. And I'm gonna roll my aquamarine die. I don't know if y'all can see that, but it's a die that I have that has like gold flakes in it. This is one of my favorite. It's so satisfying to roll. It's light, and it just, oh, jeepers. Okay. Okay, it sounds bad contextually, but I'm kind of shooting for the orphan. Raised by a wildfire druid, because I want to make a circle of wildfire druid since I have the class available. 4. Which one is that? Alright, it's not the prodigy. It's not that. Last survivor of a village and made a pact with the invader to save it. Ooh. I kind of don't mind that. Truthfully. I'd still have to run it by save. But I could build around that actually. Part of me was kind of thinking, like, looking over these briefly. The childhood prodigy tricked into the deal. It's simple. Better be a short read. Parent was a legend, so he's living in his family's shadow. That could be a good heavy one. Gifted younger sibling. Heck yeah. But the last survivor of a village. I like that. Everybody needs tragedy to build character. Ooh, Red, tell your niece I said what's cooking. And I hope she's doing well and doing just as amazing as you are. She's lucky to have you for an aunt. Yeah, let's do last survivor of a village. It's kind of a Sasuke-ish backstory, which I can't complain about. I mean, see how he turned out. Well, he's missing an arm, but gotta hand it to him. Sorry. Please don't leave. Please don't leave. They're only gonna get worse. But so last survivor of a village. Could we give it like a date, like the day today forever ingrained in his mind. It's call it Scalder's Day. That sounds so weak. I can think of something better, I promise. She said, what's up? She's 3? That's awesome. Wow. So, hope y'all are doing all right. I can't wait till my new nephew comes into the world. I'd like to have kids on my own someday, but with the right person though, because you can't just be like, I need a kid. Like, nah, you really gotta be particular about it, you know. Thanks to the and I just got invited to a game. Not now, but I'm doing a voice chat just to be there. Cool. I gotta figure out which device is supposed to get my audio into it. Voice mod, virtual audio device. I'll figure that out later. All right, let me drop the Discord. Okay. What's a good name for like the day this kid, like, it's got to be as a youth, right? Or, you know, just something like before what if he was in a peaceful village that didn't even believe in going to school? What if he was just peaceful, nomadic, and then they happened to get too close to a pit fiend's lair and they conquested him, and then out of spite he goes to school. You say you love the aunt life. It is beautiful. I bet kids take patience and maturity, time, and lots of attention. Facts and a half. You're absolutely right on that. Too bad my Facebook chat doesn't show up on here too.
But that's okay.
What's anybody in the chat or Ray as well? Shoot, even your niece. What would be a good name for like a day? It's almost like the day the Fire Nation got strong and overtook all the airbenders kind of thing, but I don't want it to be that cheesy. Like, what's a good name for that day for him? This would be something that Hydron would remember for like his life. He's defined by the moment, where something that could have easily destroyed him instead emblazoned a seal on his, what would be a good limb? On his leg. Takes his leg out. So like his left leg and right arm turn to magma. That would that's something I could probably try creating. I don't know if Hero Forge will let me do all of that. Might have to actually draw that one out. Momo's pretty good with drawing too. I saw Myra be hitting out here, you know what I mean? You seeing it one time for the one time. Alright, so we need to replace Scalder's Day, but like something more vivacious. Like the Day of the Sunburn or Magma Monday. The day I got magmated. That sounds gross. Magmated. With the buttermilk biscuits. Alright. Either way. Peaceful nomadic tribe. If I make an outline now, it'll be so much easier to write out the rest. Let's see if anyone else has this. Water genasi with fire magic. Ooh, these are decent food for thought. That's a fire genasi through and through. But ooh, a smoke genasi, technically. Ooh. I like where this is going. He just has a whole bunch of self-esteem. Yeah, I like that. I'm playing Dollhouse with my niece, I promise. I'm not ignoring you. Oh, no, I'm not worried. You go ahead and enjoy your time. I just appreciate you putting me in the background. Super cool. Do we want them half and half, or to conflict? Where it's like one side is fire, one side is water? Or do we want it to constantly be interacting? He's a steam genasi. And if he's a bully at the school, he's a steampunk in the most literal term. Yeah. I really vibe with this. Okay. Peaceful nomadic tribe. What age did I say that I got my desk? They got attacked at age when he was 11 years old. Waged war on Sirion. Next to village. No, half the village. So Hydran offers to be Hydran attempts to kill the fiend leading the charge. Poor 11-year-old Hydran. I'm playing so much into the anime trope where they're like, they're so strong and so grown, but they're like 11 or 12, so they're not really grown. So it weighs on your conscience if you think about it too much. Yeah, I'm there. Hydran attempts to kill a fiend, leading the assault, fails miserably. Forges a pact with him because I like these visuals, like this visual. Like if on the surface he looks calm, but like overarching. Oh, here's what I'm thinking in my head. If any of you have played League of Legends, this is a character called Kayn. So TLDR, Kayn is a super gifted person who took a cursed weapon. So in League of Legends, there are cursed weapons that hold the spirits or souls of like the most powerful demons, ones that can't be destroyed, but they can be put into cursed blades like Aatrox, or a cursed Reaper Scythe like he has. But he was so precocious and arrogant that every time he wields this, it constantly tries to fight for control over his body. It wants to eat his soul or whatever, you know, the usual. So there's that duality. So whenever you play as Kayn, you can choose between either playing as Kayn or as Rost, which is the spirit in the scythe. So there could be this kind of duality where in the pact, he has like a... What if he has to roll like a D6, and if it's even, he can only play water or like cold damage, and if it lands on odd, then it's only fire damage.
That would be solid. Fiend forges a pact. Claims half. Left hand. Right. Claims his left arm. Right leg. Thank you, Kane. Go back to nowhere. It's a great jungler. So, instead of killing him, the Fiend forges a pact, claims his left arm and right leg. I'm excited for Hydrant. But instead of him not studying enough, now that we have kind of the overall he's literally a steampunk. Now, what could the Pit Fiend say? Fiend promises to return in 2 years. Nope, in when he's 14. So he fails miserably, but slashes his face. Is that too cheesy? Hey, what's going on, Goop? Oh, your Discord is down, but you're here? Welcome. Welcome, 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 welcome. Welcome. I gotta figure out which input is supposed to be the right one for my thing, my you dig with the Yaminery. Boom, 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 boom. Oh wait, Momo's here. Yerp. Let me see. Which let me see if I can hear it. So let me pick. Is it my audio controller? Oh, I'm gonna make this hilariously simple for myself. Nope. This. Sound settings. And we're gonna bring all of these into the headphones. Wait for it, wait for it, wait for it. Come on, come on, come on. Hey, huzzah. Because now I can hear my output device. So if I bring this all into my Fifine. All right, let me try something. All right, that's cool. There we go. All right. Because I know I can hear myself on here. Just let me know if I did manage to pop in. Try and do a sound test on here. But I think that fixed it. Output device. Input device. Let's set this to. Okay.
Cool. All right. Either way, I'm in the chat. I'm in the chat with that, but we'll figure that out. But back to what we building, because we out here building. You know what I mean? Building. Oh yeah, let me know if you could hear me in Discord. I'm just gonna unmute myself in Discord until I hear somebody call back. There we go. Wait, but that might be double sounding for Ray. All right, but it's okay. All right, so here's what we got so far for this beautiful individual, also known as motherfreaking Hydran. Right, so we got the last survival. The village's last hope. Promises to return 3 years from now. Nah, I ain't no fiend. Let's do there we go. There's the music. Return in a year. To return in 12 months on the anniversary of this day to reclaim. So he doesn't even get a chance to truly enjoy. Claims his left arm, right leg. What to do? No, he gets tattooed in primordial runes. Instead of killing him, Fiend forges a pact. Claims his left. Nah. Covers his legs back with primordial sealing runes. There we go. So then he rushing off immediately. What does he do? Let's switch these. Let's make these go vice versa. Let's bring that on this side and then this one on here. Just bring it a little bit closer. That feels a little bit better. Whoops, wrong thing. Go away. There it is. There she blows. Our Microsoft Teams. Okay. Immediately enrolls in. Immediately rolls in school. Top of his class. Because you're proficient in. Because Savion is proficient in Arcana, History, and Nature, and Intimidation because he's got to bully his way through. They're like, "You're not a normal water genasi." He said, "I will scald you with my soul." Scalding soul. The dawn of the scalding. Ah, we just call him the Scalding Soul. The Hydran, the Scalding. Hydrant the Scalding Soul. Cool. And if he approves that, I'll actually flesh the rest of this out. So immediately enrolls in school, top of his class. Joins Extravaguild for tutelage. Extravaguild is our campaign. Joins Extravaguild. Joins Extravaguild for help. That leaves enough like plot story tendrils for me to connect to someone else. So that was Hydran. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Let's roll a d10. I want to see who I'd address next. Discord be popping when I feel like it. Outputs the fee fine. Inputs the fee fine. Output is a headphones. Okay. Alright. Let's check it. Oh, it worked. Cool. Oh, too bad Momo left, because I was gonna review hers. I appreciate the heads up, so at least it works in there. Just let me know if someone else hops in, because I'm gonna mute myself so you don't hear twice the talking, because it'll get annoying with the delay. So I'll mute Discord. There we go. Alright, so I really like this. You see what we got done in such a short amount of time? It's nice. Alright. So I'm rolling a d10 to see who I either look at or interact with next. Let me put an X next to people that already have a story. Sherlock's done kinda. I haven't really finished his. I've kind of left it open. Like I have an idea somewhere. This one is done, and this one's done. Artificer. So the Artificer and the second Bard already have a story that I want to build in to everyone else's for encounters. Pernin, I'm gonna give a C as in a character to work on later. I should also put Kasha up here then if we're talking about that. The thing is, there's not much here. There's not much here that I have to do. We already built the character. The armor class is decent. His points are in somewhat appropriate places. Like his charisma is where all of his spells are going to be based. But it makes sense that he has a high constitution, especially if he was able to fight off a fiend by just enduring it for the village. Yeah, I like this. I can make 2 pages and then send it to him. Yeah. Good job, John. Thanks, John. Alright, moving right along here. Who is the guild master? Put a C. Celeste. C. I'm either gonna have Kaliko or Alteus join the fray as well. Not as a main character, but as I don't know, something good. I said a D10, right? Yeah. Let me make sure this isn't taking up too much space. There we go. There's my D10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So these two are bonus. Survey says, oh shoot, 6. So Hydrant, Wreath, Pernin, Kasha, Celeste, Little Drop. Ooh. The feline tabaxi, see? Let's see what you got going on. I don't remember your stats. Eternitine. There we go. Yep, feline, alright. Let's get you back up to normal. Are uncommon, no skills by the constitution checks, endurances. Largely padded, blah blah blah. Too many words that I don't need. And you're a bard. First level, okay. Oh, so you chose message and prestidigitation? What in the box of mixed biscuits in a biscuit mixer? Creature with aim, whisper a message. Ooh. Meet with the target house beyond the barrier. Magical silence, 1 foot of stone, 1 inch of common metal, and a thin sheet of lead, 3 feet of wood block. You have to follow a straight line and can travel freely around corners or through openings. Ooh. That actually would be pretty cool. That's pretty cool, especially in sneaky time. Minor magical trick, novice practice. You could try. Prestidigitation is cool. That's cool. You chill, warmer flavor up to 1 cubic foot of non-living material. That's actually kind of decent. It's just like, oh, let me fix my clothes kind of thing. Or you light or you sniff out a candle. Okay. Cause it's not battle practical, but you're not going for battle practical. All right, so you didn't put yourself up to level 3 either. You got to choose a college. But I got you though. Let me finish editing this. Let's go with where is it? There it is. I'm only moving it to level 3 because you already finished the encounter. The rest of the like selections and choosings. Wow, we gave out a butt ton of XP on that first one. But it's a good learning curve because we got so many people learning. Just going at level 1 for actual encounters would be a pain. I mean, not like a pain, but it would allow us to get the ball rolling and we can actually try our characters. But we have to build from here. Okay. What are you proficient in exactly? Okay, you got smooth athletics. So you have athletics, insight, perception, charisma, and persuade. You got a whole bunch of proficiencies. Yeah, it must be nice. Must be nice being a tabaxi. So, got the dulcimer, the flute, the lute, and the 3 dragon. Oh, that's just what you're good with, not what you have. Let me see what your inventory looks like. Dex +4, charisma +5, cat bard, cat bard, cat bard, bling. I like that. I like that a lot, actually. Let's go over to inventory. Okay, a dagger and a rapier and a whistle stick. It's a hollow tube with holes with much like a flute. You could play this fit for it. Cool. Right on, right on. No objections. I rest my case. Plus, you could do the claw thing. But make sure you have it added though. Okay. Yeah, you don't have anything that requires attunement yet. Let me see what your actions look like though. You don't have the claws? Oh, because you probably added it as a homebrew, so it might not. Because I know for the Aarakocra, they have the claw attack thing. But let's see what I can come up with. So you're a Tabaxi bard, right? Okay. What languages do you know? Because everything's got to have a reason, right? Okay, so you know deep speech. I want to search deep speech because I don't know who's supposed to know deep speech. That's always been a, oh, it's deep speech. Okay, but who knows it? People that know deep speech. Deep speech as a language. Mind flayers and beholders. What the French toast? This whole time? Oh yeah, I just know undercommon. I know deep speech. Okay, so that's like that's a monster language. Deep speech. Nice. What about undercommon? Now I'm curious. We're here. We already started the conversation. Typical speakers, underdark traders, writing it. So elves. Elves know undercommon. Okay. Interesting. So they might have been. So then, if we put this all together, shake it up in a bag, and make a story for the boys and girls and them, how would it? Did we say circus performer before? I vibe with that. We can keep the circus performer idea. I still dig that. We're only 2 characters in out of like 12, so we got to speed this up a bit. All right, but Little Drop. Where did Little Drop get their name? Could be from their elvish owners. What if Little Drop is your performing name, and because of your, let me pull your macros up. Let me see. Super athletic. You have insight. You have perception, performance, wisdom, and persuasion. Yeah, you're like, you could be like close to. You could be something in the circus. Or like a roving band, like a roving elvish nomadic band. They used to be explorers, but now they retired. So life is just life is but a dream, sweetheart. You gotta, with all of those proficiencies, you gotta be the lead performer in a traveling circus. Lead performer in a traveling circus. The ring master is your elvish adopted mother. But perception, wisdom, perception, performance, persuasion, sleight of hand, and stealth makes me feel like you're a magician. Does that fit for you? It gives magician kind of vibes, right? Because like you got the sleight of hand, you're proficient with the 3-card the 3-dragon anti-set, right? So like, where did the card go? Which one is the Queen of Hearts kind of thing, you know? You can get slick with that. You observe whether or not people have money jangling in their pockets. Yeah, like, yeah, and the magicians can kind of have the ringleader kind of energy and oomph to them. So you're the lead performer, and people can't wait for the circus to stop by for your magic show. But the only magic is when their gold and copper disappear. Gosh darn it. But the actual ringleader is your elvish mother. On stage, you amaze and analyze. She amazes and analyzes. Off the stage, she sneaks and swipes. You're a singing magician. I think that makes the most sense. I'd love your input though. Let me know if that's too far off the mark, like what all of these things make. Oops. All of these things fit. These are only suggestions. At the end of the day, I'm just writing it because I'm using this as an excuse for writing exercises, right? But yeah. So a singing magician, because what do you use? Features and traits. Song of Rest, Bard College. Inventory. You have the whistle stick. That's right. Uses as a wand on stage and hypnotize people off stage. Yeah, I like that. And you still have your rapier and your dagger when things get hairy, but they're efficient. They're last second. Your whole point is to bring joy to your mom. And the more people smile, the more they pay, and the more that they keep the candles on. So you are the happiest singing magician anyone has ever seen. And you just so what brings you to the guild then? The prospect of having more steady income. Do you have to make up for lost money? Like did bandits rob the... Okay, time for your 6 choices. Okay, but in this question, why did you stop traveling? Dad was proud, he didn't care how. Alright, what did I say for the first one? Let's just say the circus found a home. Found a home. But you're still seeking adventure. Circus found a home, but you're seeking other thrills. That's an option. It's just we used to always move and now we're not, but I still want to. There's still more world out there to see. Your your pet elephant got loose or got sick and need extra cash too for apothecary, for vet bills. We need 6. So we got the circus that found a home but is seeking other thrills. The pet elephant got sick, need extra cash for vet bills. Tried to steal one time, got caught. Need to pay back. Bandits robbed the van. Suck until you can pay for traveling, pay for supplies, which also means you'd have the potential to, or the ability rather, to or option to maybe have a mission later on where it turns out they stole your whistle stick, which was precious to you, and now you have to find them. Or get your whistle stick back. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So we covered they're like, we're staying here. And you're like, I gotta keep traveling. A pet elephant or like one of the other performers gotta play. Instead of just like a random animal, what if a mysterious illness befalls your camp, befalls the circus? So seeking the cure for your mom. Tried to steal from the wrong person, got caught, and you need to pay it back. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Or you just wandered off on a foggy night. Can't find the... They left. Or they disappeared. That doesn't mean that they necessarily walked away. They could be stuck in another void or the space. Space? You know what I mean? Shameless plug. That's 5. What's one more to drive home? What's another good one for the little tabaxi bar? Your mom wants you to take over the circus, but prove it yourself first. So it's like, hey, I'm getting old in age, but before I give you this circus, because you've lived here and you love it so much, you have to prove yourself. You have to make a pit fiend laugh. You have to juggle successfully and out juggle a dwarf or whatever, or meet former members of the circus and outdo them in whatever they do to show that you truly are a ring master, not just a leader. Alright, where's my d6? This time I'm using my more scientific ones. You see those? These are the ones that I got when I did a tabletop. Oh, you like the headset and the gaming chair? Yeah. This is so comfortable. So comfortable. I could fall asleep in this. And I know that because I have. So, but yeah. And you know what? This chair wasn't even that expensive. I got this chair for $80. You don't have to get a $400 or $500 chair. This one has the pillow in the bottom for lumbar support and then a pillow up top. So I could just lay back like that and call it a day. Alright, do we have our 6? Circus found a home, mysterious illness, tried to steal from wrong person, bandits robbed the caravan, just wandered off and they disappeared, and the mom wants you to take over the circus. So, yep. Alright, I'm kind of shooting for 6. You get the simple one. Roll to 1. Yeah, $80 is really good. You know, most of my equipment here is not like the only thing that totaled $1,000 was my desktop, but it has a value of about $2 grand. I'll put you on game if you want it, but these chairs, I mainly got it because when I was working from home at my previous job, I needed to have something where I can actually sit for 8 hours. Otherwise, I was just plain miserable. And nobody needs that level of inconsistency in their life. It ain't even. So with this, I can sit in here for 6, 7, 8 hours and be chilling. Of course, still stand and get water and stuff, obviously, but it's a $80 is a worthwhile investment. Amazon had a really good deal. $100, expect $100, $110 for a budget, but it's definitely worth the payoff. Ooh, that water was refreshing. If I weren't so wary of the DMCA hits, the TBA is a black-owned business. That's what's up. I forgot to share my own link. Alright, so if they stop annoying me, I might buy them a chair. Aww. They better put that on their Christmas wish list because they ain't gonna stop anytime soon, the way that you talk about them. Oh, what did I roll? I rolled a 1. So the circus found a home, but you're just seeking other thrills. The circus found a home, but you love to roam. The circus found a home, but you love to roam, baby. Yes. Hey, primary. There we go. Sion. Settled in Sirion because your mother. What's a good Tabaxi name?
They usually have tribal names.
What happened?
They usually have like tribal names. Yeah, my Tabaxi, his name was Stitch of Dreams, went by nickname Stitch.
Okay. Interesting. So kind of a tribal feel. So yeah, a little drop. What if you're sent out on a journey? Oh, okay, because your mother wants to entrust you with the but send you on a voyage. Discover my name. Huh. Okay. Bear with me. What if you have to discover the purpose behind your mother's name for yourself? Discover. I understand my name and discover your own. You have to earn the rest of the title. Your own. Finish your name. Duh. Finish your name. What about? What would be a good one? Ooh. Sonnet of Winter. That's why you have a whistle stick. Your mother's name is Sonnet of Winter. And then you have to discover your own name. Cool. So mom's name is Sonnet of Winter. Right now you have Little Drop. That's what she gave you at the beginning. But now you have to go on your own adventure and bring her back a name you've earned to prove that you're a ringmaster. And you prove that by encountering have to find your mother's original troop. Members of your mother. Yep. So she's Sonnet of Winter. There could be a human that a human that juggles crossbows as he fires them, or you know, that just, we have to come up with those later. But what about like a seahorse? With a goblin mind reader. Huh. Yeah. I really like that. Okay. So I'll catch you up on what I've been doing. Whoops. Wrong thing. This camera. Okay. So, here's what we're working with. Let me move under Carmen. I'll put that just on the main menu. Don't worry about this though. This one is actually my outline for cauterizing. Sure. Okay. Yeah, but this is actually an outline for two of my characters fighting. So here's kind of, so we've covered a lot for these characters, and I've just only talked about two and given just basic story-ish kind of plot. So let me get out of this. I want to give you a glimpse of kind of what I'm working towards. So here's how they usually start, right? Kind of to bring it back into focus. Most of the time, when it comes to making the characters, making the backstory, some people like to go basic. You know, you keep it simple. And sometimes that's really preferred because for you, it may be more about, I'm building the story as I go. Maybe the story before you start is not as important to you. And I respect that. I dig that. But for me, when I made my first character, it didn't really matter as much. I just wanted a monk. And I didn't really understand that there could be reasons for why you choose certain things, right? Central Florida D&D Players Discord. No, I am not. So you can definitely shoot me an invite to that. I'm gonna join that as well. But there's more investment into your character when you have a why for everything that they have. So, I have a blast making these where it's just me going off the top of my head, just making whatever feels cool. See, like social deception outerwear. You have a candle, you have a disguise kit, you have ration, a whistle stick. All of these things, instead of just, oh, they just give me those, I just chose them. Hey, what's going on, Imani? Appreciate you stopping by and sliding through one time for the culture. Glad to have you. I haven't joined. I might just to have more D&D conversations. Yeah. I will say though, not all conversations are this cool. I'll talk about the other side of the coin of D&D in a second, but like take this whole character sheet for example, the build, the everything that we've talked about. I don't know why Gmail playing. Let me see what Google Docs. There we go, that's more like it. So I'll kind of give you a glimpse. So on the right hand side, we've already talked about two characters. We got Little Drop and we got Hydran. And just having their outline allows me to kind of fill in the blanks instead of I'm just typing paragraph after paragraph. Dig? So we got two other docs that I can definitely make. Oh, it's not gonna show it. The moment I'm like, let me show it, it's like, where? All right, it's fine. But for the one that I made, wait, don't I have the I have it in a Discord somewhere. Oh, Canada, talking about where we're gonna move. No, I only posted the pictures in the D&D chat. That's okay. But once I get wait a second. Interesting. Where could I go? I bet I can find it in my DMs because I sent it to a couple people. No. Who did I send it to? Was it Elios? Nope. Songborn. I know I gave you the copy. Alright, let's see if we can pull that up in time. There it is. Okay. So, this one was one that I made. It's okay if Docs is tripping. I have it saved. So you start out here and it's like, let me just make a character. Water Genasi just sounds cool. I vibe with that. But then so it starts out as this. Outlines help me tremendously. So it starts out with an outline. Just get an overall kind of where we go from here. What is this looking like for me and my, for me and my mood, where I want this to go. And then when I get added to the Facebook group, I'll send you an invite to do it. Nice. I'll keep an eye out for it. Unless you already just sent it, because you work quick. You just sent me an attachment? Don't let me forget my train of thought though. Help me, help you, help us. Alright, cool. This got 1,600 members. Where in Florida do you live? Hey, don't worry about that. Don't worry about it, sweetheart. Describe. Variant. Dream favorite character. Human variant. Monk. Way of astral self monk with mobile feet. Just over a year. Man, these secret groups be getting like, oh, I'm already in it. That's what's up. That was quick. All right, back to the important stuff. So I love stories, but it can be so tedious to produce, right? So instead of me like looking at a blank, like I'd be looking at a blank Word document, and I'm like, where do we go from here? You know, what do we do? But if I take it bullet point by bullet point, just line by line, where do I actually want to go? Because cool thing about the bullet points is I can add right here, peaceful nomadic tribe, except somebody teleported them to a pit fiend's lair. Actually, that's not a bad addition. But like I can go in here before I get knee deep into a paragraph. I'm like, how much of this do I need to trim and let go? If I start that here, that kind of streamlines this whole process. So this right here, for those of you that probably haven't heard, is the backstory for my human variant monk named Kaliko. Kaliko's black. He comes from a I think from the Yoruba tribe. I forgot which one I settled on, but he comes from a village in Illyria called Beltander. And in Beltander, it's a small village, but he's an Olympiad. So if anybody wants to see this, I can send it to you. It's 1, 2, 3 pages and some trimmings. It's about a 20-minute read, but this was like my pride and joy. Like I actually finished this one, which opened up the door for me to make another story where he fights my old character, the first one I ever made, the one that I made without much thought. And that's and that's one thing that I make it a point to do now, is I make it a point to give myself a reason to care about my character, because you can't spell character without care. Ooh, bars. But like, you gotta be invested in your character. You can't just go in there like, I just made this so I can just kill stuff. That's a decent motivation, but don't bypass the opportunities to role play, to investigate a murder, or to even talk down and avoid an encounter altogether. And then after the session, the DM be like, look, you just saved your team from fighting 2 dragons and y'all are level 3. It would have been an easy, it would have been easy TPK or a total party kill. It's not about the character you play. Because if it's just about the character you play, you could just play a console game. If you make it, you invest, you put yourself in it. A lot of people, for their first 2 or 3 characters they make, which I know from personal experience, I invested myself in them after the first one. So first one, his name was Alteus, which is Latin for higher. So his whole thing was he always wanted to get higher in his social status in the temple that he worshipped. He always wanted to be a level above what he was the day before. And his flaw, which is in his backstory, is that it always got to his head. He would move forward at any cost. He got dead set towards his goal of killing Alteus. The reason why, y'all got to tune in for that. I might do that later. But ain't no problem if you want to message me and then I'll send it to you. It's about a 20-minute read. But all of this reading and the paragraphs and the pacing and the dialogue, that all started from me just goofing around on bullet points. And then what I do is I'd go one sentence at a time. They had only traveled, stumbled upon the ruins an hour before everything went south. And then what I would do, what I do now, which has been my tried and true, just like get the thoughts out and move it, I'd copy it, go to my document, and find out where I wanted to paste it. Did I already have sentences up? Did I just need to put it on the paper and figure it out later? I would do that. So I'm actually gonna keep this one. I put it where I think it's gonna fit, because it rarely. Put it in the chat. Oh, you know what? That's a good idea. Let me send you all the link. So if you want to actually read that, copy the link. Hop on over to the Twitch. All right, let me put it in the. Where's my chat at? Everybody can see the chat but me. Like where does that make sense? Help me make sense with that. Ooh, let me try my dashboard. Oh, by the way, that's a jellyfish. I have a jellyfish in the background because it makes sense. How do I get to dashboard? My chat up there? Tip of the day. Nope. Nope. All I want to do is pull up my chat. Why is it so hard? Oh, let me just go into my stream as a random. Let's go to my channel. Yeah, because I'm only going to show y'all just one page of it because it's so cool. It's so cool. And any chance that I get to nerd out is a win. Oh, okay. I'm gonna go a roundabout way. Let me message it to myself. No, I'll send it to one. Wait, not that. There we go. Where is Songborn? Songborn. There you are. What's going on, fool? Go there with it. Control C. And then I'm going to send it to a lucky one of you before I send it in because I can pull it up on my phone that way. Cool. All right. Then I'm going to go to my phone real quick before we go to the rest of the topics. Because now I can copy it this way. Hey, you know, if you don't know how to do something, you better make a workaround to get to the end result. You know what I mean? Copy link. Copy the sneaky link. Go to my chat stuff. Live. There we go. And paste. Alrighty. So now it should show in the chat. So if you click that hyperlink, you'll have a link to that to the story itself. And that took me roughly a month to put together because I took my time. I looked up someone's existing map of Illyria. So if I, no matter where I take this character, they can say, oh, I think I heard of that place. Like that's a whole nother level of cool. Where they're like, oh, Beltander, I think my character's from there too. Like you never know. You never know. But you open that window if you like leave it available. So that's that. Now, talking and vibing and D&D conversations, I love them to pieces. Because I can go full nerdy with the digs and the yaminery. Y'all know this. You know this. But for every one person that's cool to RP, roleplay, and they're down with like getting involved, instead of just saying, my character wants to smack some shit, it's Kaliko would like to, if allowed, vault off of the half orc to gain the arc and momentum to attack the beholder or whatever. Like, you get more out of yourself if you really, you know, step above. But there is such a thing as too far. Such a thing as too far. So you'll get who to watch for. Whoops. Let me move my dice out the way. Oh, I love rolling those. Okay. So types of players to avoid, because now that I've played a couple times, I have standards. I had an almost 3-hour conversation yesterday on GroupMe about Pathfinder. Ooh, I haven't played Pathfinder. I haven't played Pathfinder. That's another variation of D&D. I think it's an old. I think it was technically it's 4th edition or just another edition. It's an older one. I might give that a look-see just for the difference. So, types of players that you want to be wary of going in, especially if you're new. So you'll have min-maxers, and you also have steamrollers. You'll have meta gamers. Big 3. Ooh, okay. So when you do play, let me know what your first impression is. I might try to learn how to build for that too. But 5e has been good to me. Okay. So what do I mean by these terms? So min-maxers. Min-maxers, like I kind of dip my Nikes in once for these characters. It's somebody that doesn't even care about the character that they're building. It's somebody that specifically only wants to have the most damage, the most stats, only gonna pick the highest level spells, only, you know, these are the best spells, so those are the only things I'm gonna learn and prepare. And it's tough to play with them because they don't come equipped for everything but a fight. Not like it's difficult, we might die, but it's like, oh. It's the guy at the job that invites himself to the private corporate event and nobody has the courage to tell him to leave, you know? So it'll be the person that's like, I'm going now I'm not saying people that choose to optimize their stats are necessarily min-maxers. There's a fine line. Somebody that wants to be effective for the team, that's my groove. I want to be effective for the team, but I want to bring the story out of people. But somebody that's a true blood min-maxer, they'll be like, look, I'm stacking everything in dex and everything in wisdom. Why would I do that? That's stupid. That doesn't affect. I'm just here to just let me know when we need to kill stuff. There's nothing but fight scenes in their mind. I just want to be the most powerful. Like, they don't even know that it's the most powerful from experience. Most of them are like in a subreddit group where it's like, what's the strongest? And then they wait till the end of the argument. Instead of like trying things for themselves. Try what works, what doesn't. Does your character like a min-maxer would look at Hydran and be like, huh, let me see your sheet. And then I wouldn't even want to show them the sheet because I'm like, it's not about the character. It's not about how effective they are to you. You're either the strongest or you're useless. That's a min-maxer mentality because they want to do maximum damage with minimum wasted time or wasted stats. So a min-maxer will look at this and says, why is your charisma not at 18? Why did you not set this? Oh, you should have known better. And that takes the fun out of whoever you're talking to. They're like, look, this is a character I made. If I get punched in the face, so be it. Because you about to get the hands next. So riding along that similar vein, you also have steamrollers. Usually all min-maxers, all steamrollers are min-maxers, but not all min-maxers are steamrollers. Does that make sense? Because somebody that's like, I have all of my stats, sometimes they can be respectful. But when you cross that line of the disrespect, somebody that steamrolls, they're like, they talk over the DM. they will eat that DM alive, talking about some hot dang, no, I know I can do that because that's my racial trait. Check the sheet. Or there was somebody I played with who I got so annoyed with them, I fell asleep during the campaign. Like, this is all I heard in the back of my head. It was literally like, okay, and for my round, as my bonus action, I'm going to cast this, and I know that I can do that because I know that this is actually a beholder, but even though my character doesn't know it's a beholder, I'm actually going to go ahead and do this. And as a matter of fact, I tuned all the way out so quick, I promise you, I was gone. I didn't even want my turn. I was like, I'm dodging. No, exactly how much HP does this character have? Do I know that monster actually has minimum HP? Because I would like to tell the dead, but if it doesn't, then I'm actually going, like, you're going in the back of my subconscious, and I'm probably playing Warzone while I wait for your turn to finish. And that's a horrible experience to have. You never want to be stuck in a game with somebody that's so knowledgeable, or they feel like they're so knowledgeable that everybody else is stupid if they don't agree with them. I don't play that. I don't. And it's good to call them out early. Like at the beginning, first encounter, before things really go awry, and you're like 4 battles in or 4 sessions in, and they're like, well, where was the problem 3 sessions ago? I'm always going to be like this. Deal with it. Then you really you'd be more pressed to deal with it. So save yourself the time and the headache. You see somebody that starts to do that, remind them, hey, whether you know it or not, like, we're all here together to chill. It's not that serious, you know? But with the steamroller, the person that usually sits next to them or is in that same seat is a metagamer. I dropped a little bit of that idea in the previous example, where it's like, I know what this animal is, I know what this beast is, I know how much HP they have, because they've played hundreds and hundreds of games. They're just full of spoilers. They just vomit spoilers. Oh, that's just a beholder. Just stay in a cone. Just stay in a cone formation. Then they get to the point where they tell you how to control your character. When you're like, I want to cast healing word. No, don't do that. I have that. Do that. Just run away. You're not even playing anymore. You're just another piece on their chessboard. In these 3 separate cases, one person that just takes the story away because they just want to kill stuff, they have problems. Somebody that talks over the dungeon master, because at the end of the day, even if the dungeon master is wrong, it's their call. At the end of the session, they're the ones that, like, they can tell you, hey, you know what, go ahead and roll with advantage, take DM inspiration, you know what, they do look pretty hurt. They can tell you what the DC for an intelligence check is. Like, I DM'd for the first time on this past Friday. Whew. Heavy is the head that wears the crown. Oh man, so much thinking, so much stuff on the fly, and you cannot plan just one track, because the more you plan that one track, the less likely that party actually follows that doggone track. I loved it and hated it. It challenged me. And just about everybody on this list was in there, except for Koro. Koro was unable to make it. But we had Renum. Renum hated me by the time she not hated actually, but like got annoyed. Sherlock did not do it elsewhere. Viscount Negwin is my person for the campaign. But even though I've played game after game after game, like I've played hours, at least 200 hours worth, I didn't say, oh, this character is this beast is no, you roll initiative. Like, no, because there are enough things trying to fight for control for you in your everyday life. You got your job where you have either a supervisor or a boss. Clear difference between the two. I don't have a boss. If I'm being supervised, that's one thing. But if it's like, no, you lord over me, no thanks. Or you might have a relationship where, like, you might be good or might be bad, but sometimes you need to blow off steam. I got you. Some video games can cut it. Warzone will get you toxic. Take it from my experience. But when it comes to like a tabletop game like this, where your only task is to build a story with the people next to you, you have to remember you only play one part of it, right? So what if you make a character like, so Hydran here, this story we built up so far, hopefully he likes it and keeps it, because it's kind of cool. So Hydran's a water genasi, basically a water dude, right? Made of at least an aqueous solution, maybe salt water because he was salty. Well, however he wants to flavor it. Funny thing is, when I was reviewing his character sheet right here, the pact that he took as a warlock, warlocks have, every class has a different fork in the road. When you hit level 2 or 3, for a warlock it's level 1. So the moment you choose warlock, you pick a pact, which means you're making a deal with an otherworldly entity. So it can be an angel, it could be an elemental, it can be whatever iteration of God, it can be a demon. So Hydran made a pact with a fiend or a devil, essentially. What does that mean? The spells that this water genasi gets are all like, they'll be fire related. Like the ones that he gets for free, fire. So firebolt, fireball, wall of flame. But instead of stifling that creativity and being like, that doesn't make sense, do it over, pick a different one. Why? He has so many options if you encourage it. That's the DM's responsibility. That's his colleague's responsibility. His responsibility to see, what can I do with it? How does this make sense? Right? So here's what I think would be one possible answer to that. So peep game. There's water genasi, right? Before he even became a warlock, he didn't even know that he would be his nomadic village's last hope. So he's one of the younger up and coming people in his nomadic village, right? So like he's been groomed to kind of take the mantle. At this point in time, he's about 11 years old. And they're nomads, so they don't have like a set home. They're just kind of a roaming water genasi tribe of peace. Usually they stay along beaches and coastlines. But one day they get attacked, and it's because they happen to roam among some ruins, and these ruins just so happen to have a teleportation pad. And Hydran is known for his curiosity. His curiosity is where he kind of finds his strength. He learned how to control water at an early age because he was like, how does this work? And he just kept trying until he got it, right? So one of those prodigy types. So once they made camp in these ruins, kind of just to roll for a little bit on the coastline, he accidentally activates the teleportation runes, and boom, they all get sent into this pit devil's lair, or this pit fiend's lair. So with the village, all of the villagers just got planted kind of in the middle of this like hell prison, right? If you've seen One Piece, think like Impel Down. So they're in the heart of this prison out of nowhere, and these are just like innocent, peaceful men, women, children. But then all of a sudden they're surrounded by fire fiends, and they get decimated. So they're reduced to like a third of their population. Women, children, the men, elderly, didn't matter, gets reduced. At first he gets so scared that he hides because he's helpless. He doesn't know anything. So this all happens when he's 11, and he feels the burden on himself. But he sees the head pit fiend, right? The toughest one, the one that's commanding and leading the charge, sneaks up on him, tries to deal a quick sneak killing blow, completely misses, but he just so happens to scar his chest. And that was the first wound that a mortal has ever laid on that specific pit fiend. And purely out of that respect, he beats him within an inch of his life, right? And he's like, you know what? It's too soon. It is too soon. I'll tell you what. I'll stop killing them. But you need to make a pact with me. It's either that or I kill you and the rest of them. But you got guts. And you got a soul I want dibs on. I'm calling dibs on that face. So he extends his hand. Hydran, this character right here, Hydran, that water genasi, right now he's steaming. Like, as he dies, he's like evaporating. And he reaches out, clasps his hand really quickly, and the rest of his body burns. Like, it's just because the pit fiend is making these primordial runes all over his body. So like these runes glow red, and then his body, like you can see his body like bubbling up, like, you know, a wash pot never boils. It's always bubbling. And then so with that, once he got those runes, he could always hear the pit fiend in his head. And the pit fiend banishes him from that dungeon and back to the coastline all by himself. And he says, you have a year to get strong enough to kill me. Otherwise, I'm taking your entire village. But they will remain here, suffering in steam until you come back. Find a way to find me. But if you don't, I'm coming for you. So that's Hydran. Instead of saying water with fire, no. But that water plus fire, he can become a literal steampunk. Like, instead, like, he's still gonna have burning hands, which in a 15-foot cone, like in a V shape coming out from you, he can still deal fire damage, but you can flavor it as this is scalding steam, you know, heat wave, like, you know, humidity, call it whatever the duck you want, but like you have that flavoring that makes it work. Instead of, man, I gotta go back to the drawing board. Oh, I gotta kill this character and start all over. Nah. Hydran's gotta get back to that fiend. I was gonna give the fiend a name like Bale or whatever, but it's too realistic. Let's see. D&D fiend names. Ooh. Cosbinet. There we go. I like the ring of that. Cosbinet. Alright, so your fiend, the one you have a pact with is Cosbinet. And it's a female. Ooh, what if instead of shaking your hand, she kisses your cheek and then, yeah. Or just something, however you want to flavor it, but it's like with hand contact, or she hugs you and then disappears in your body, so now she possesses you. Something. But Cosbinet for your pact. And boom, you have that. And then we have a little bit of a happier story, because they don't all have to be depressing. I mean, I know we watch anime, but damn. So we have the lead performer in a traveling circus. She's a singing magician. That's why she has a whistle stick. It's kind of like a flute, but it's not a flute. It's more like a clarinet. So on stage, she might use it, perform a little ditty. And then if she's not on stage, she fleeces the people she cased out on stage. So we have her story, if she accepts it. And if she likes it, I can make 2 pages out of this. I can at least make a page and a half. and I can easily make a page for this. Not even trying, not even worried about it. So that's 1 and 2. So now I can put them in bold and underline, because now I'm just waiting for their go ahead. So I'm pretty sure one of you at least are watching. So if you want me to write it out so we can tie it into the campaign, because it's not going to be this Friday, it's not going to be in 2 days, it'll be 9 days from now. So I have time to at least write one of you in to an encounter. But let's see who else we got remaining. Cosbinet. I'm not gonna name my kid that, but maybe that might be their middle name. Something Cosbinet Booth. Never mind. The moment I said it, I gotta go pray. All right, let me see. Okay, so let's see what else. What else we got? What else do we have here? Okay, so we got Little Drop. All right, now let's count for the rest. 1, 2, 3. So we have Reef, Pernin, Kasha, Celeste, Renum, Negwin, Sherlock's, and Koro. We still have 8. So that means I get to roll a d8. Which die am I going to use for that? Alright, I see you, Goop. You could do me. We could work on Reef. Lloyd, I saw the spam. I got you. Okay, say less. Alright. I'm gonna do something a little bit different though for yours, Reef. So let's tie you into somebody. I'm gonna pull up your little your satyr. Not my characters. Is it under my character? No. I got a whole bunch of them. Though that one and that one is gonna fight. I have to finish writing that. Let's pull collections, campaign. View the campaign. Yours is all the way at the bottom. Alright, so let's view it real quick. I gotta remind myself. So you're a satyr. You're a satyr rogue.
For some reason, I still can't hear you, Lloyd. So if you can hear me...
Oops. Bring this over.
I'm trying.
Alright, what about now? Is that a little bit better?
Yeah! Okay, cool.
Hey.
So... yeah, I have a little bit like a basis of my story.
Cool.
I'm probably gonna hop on PC just so I can still see your stream. Are you streaming in Discord right now?
Not at the moment in Discord. I probably should.
No. If you don't want to, then we can just work on it here. I just won't be able to see what you're doing on the screen.
Okay. Oops. My bad. I was gonna switch to multiverse over there. Yeah, I'm just keeping it on Twitch for now, just to keep it easy. So let's see. Wreath is non-binary. Dope. Gallop goat. I'm gonna edit yours a little bit. I want to make sure you have the proficiencies you're supposed to.
Okay.
But at least you got her up to rogue. You got them up to rogue. Let's see. Not proficient. Got you. Alright. I gotta compare it to a say. So the thing was, whenever you make a homebrew, you have to switch the wording and the names. So I forgot what the equivalents were. So I gotta pull up the. I just gotta add the race stuff.
Okay.
Satyr. Charisma +2, Dex +1. That's already there. Ooh, you do have the choice for your You have the choice for your archetype. Your roguish archetype. You know the differences?
No.
All right.
I'm logging on PC now, but no. If you want to go through it with me.
I'll get that for you in a second. Let's see what your proficiencies are with as a satyr. Range from 5 feet to 6 feet. Okay, so you just have advantage on saving throws against spells. Got your mirthful leaps, your reveler, performance, and persuasion. Make sure you have those. We'll choose your archetype in a second. You have your dice there. Sylvan makes sense. Celestial, cool. And you chose to be a haunted one, right?
Yes.
Ooh, tell me about that.
So, her background or their background is going to be they wake up, one day they wake up and they are just covered in blood and they're going through a destroyed city and they don't know who they are, where they came from, or like where they're at. Then as they're walking through and they're like seeing bodies everywhere, they're just so very confused as to what's going on. They get to like the top of the hill and there's at the top of the hill is overlooking this destroyed civilization, and there's just chaos. There's burning buildings, but there's like silence, which is weird. The only thing you can hear is like burning. And then there's like in the corner there's a sign that's like welcome to Reef, and so there's that. And so that's why they decide, well, I'm just gonna say that my name is Reef, because I don't. It's the only thing I know or remember. So as they're walking through like a wooded area. They see an oracle, and the oracle, they recognize them. They're like, so I see you made your choice, and the Reef is very confused, doesn't know what's going on, and then the oracle's like, let me show you, and they show them what happened. What happened was they're going through. Are you still there? Can you hear me?
No, I'm listening. So the oracle says, I see you made your choice.
So they go through and they hear them and they're like, well, they see what happened, and what happened is they went through and Reef, quote unquote, they were watching and they're playing in the field with someone and everything's happy. They're like from this weird, because their customs are weird because or different. They're like a violent but happy people. Like there's arm wrestling, but then you like rip off the arm type thing. But everything seems joyous, and they're playing in a field with someone. And as Reed gets older, and they're seeing their life grow up, they're always with this other person. Say, the word.
Interesting.
The other being, and then they see that like they're not there, so they notice that every time they see this person, they're meeting in a field, and it turns out like ultimately that this person they weren't supposed to be talking to. They're from a different village that's against their village, and they try to run away together, but it's all just kind of been like a plot by the other village is to befriend Reef, and ultimately Reef is the reason that their entire village was destroyed, and that's what I want to. And that's the haunted story. Like that's what happened, and they're trying to like avoid that, and they just go off and they pretend like they didn't do anything, and that's how they live their life. And that's that story. I don't know if it's good or not. I can't see your reactions. I just hear silence.
Well, that's dark, and I like
yeah.
it.
But Reef, and to counter that, Reef is really fun and like happy-go-lucky. Like really tries to bury that inside and hide behind sarcasm. Yeah.
Okay.
And so once she goes, once they go to the Oracle and stuff, they are going to, the Oracle basically says you're like meant to do something. You're meant to bring good, which is why Wreath is constantly running around looking for like to bring good in the world because they've destroyed an entire village. And so my way of knowing about that is like they learned all these skills to try to be a rogue, but clearly like they were never actually meant to be one. I added that after the gameplay.
Oh yeah.
Terrible, bro.
I
was
remember.
like, okay, that into my story. Like maybe they're like really just like they're going based off of what this Oracle said. I thought maybe is like how they've joined the guild and stuff. They're just hopping from guild to guild, but none of them really want them because they're not very good rogues. But they have something to prove. They have something to prove. So
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, because explaining
You
all
want
of
to help
that.
me expand on that?
Yeah. I kind of like that, especially. It seems like you started off with the background choice before going through like with the class and everything. So just for me to make it a little bit more personal, let me give you a profile picture on D&D Beyond. What would a satyr look like?
Oh, I thought I had one. The one that you picked out, the satyr, it was like purple. I was wondering we already had one.
Yeah, probably. But I like this one. This one's cooler. It looks like... No.
Oh, I can't see it yet. I'm still not.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Because you ignored me. No, I'm kidding. So, interesting story dynamic. So if I understand correctly, they woke up out of nowhere with in the middle of a city, no memory, covered in blood, with kind of a let the bodies hit the floor, but literally burning buildings and silence. And then as they walk to like the front or just outside the city towards a field, they see "Welcome to Reef" because they don't remember their name, so they just say, "Guess my name is."
And
Reef.
they're like confused because they're like, "Well, how do I know how to read? Like, what is going on?"
Yeah,
in a different language. Yeah.
Let's say it's in Celestial. Welcome to Reef. So that explains why you know Celestial. Okay. And then the Oracle in the village, in the forest. See, you made your choice, and then reveals to your eyes what truly happened. The people there were violent but happy people, usually playing in the field. Reef got close, quote unquote. Reef got close to a satyr from another village, and
I wasn't sure if I wanted to make that person or being another satyr, or if I just wanted to be like they thought that like that was a satyr, but all the time it hadn't been. I didn't know like if you wanted to tie that into the story. But that's why I kept referring to it as being, because I want like they're tricked. Like no one really knows of this person, and they like go and meet secretly.
And the only person that knows is the other village and Reef. And since Reef's memory is gone, they don't even know or who they're looking for. I like that. The
Nope.
friendship is lost in the memory. It's just fog. Plot twist. It's made of fog. You know, I like that.
Yeah.
From another okay. And then the
So I
whole
was like, maybe
thing-
it's the Oracle.
Oh,
Maybe,
could be.
maybe I don't know. Yeah.
So got close to made a close friend from another village. Can't remember what they looked like. Duh, her memory's gone. Or their memory's gone. So when they find out that they are the reason why their entire hometown gets burned to the ground, that's when they just run away from it and decide to, like, I'm determined to bring light where I'm supposed to go, because the Oracle is like, you're supposed to bring happiness. I mean, don't look behind you, but you're supposed to bring happiness to the world. And then they're like, well, I can't do it here, but I can at least spread it. So then they go and venture out. Okay. I like it. So let's go through some of your choices then. So as a rogue, I'm gonna pull up the options that you have that you don't have to, especially for your roguish type. If you're gonna be at 3rd level, you have 3 choices for, like, your fork in the road for your class. You can be an arcane trickster, an assassin, or a thief. Funny enough, assassin and thief, they're 2 separate things. I'm just realizing that now. But let me go on YouTube real quick, and I'm gonna find a video. Rogue subclasses D&D 5e. I am going to give you a link to the dungeon dudes.
This week's episode.
Whoops. Just need the link. Copy. Alright, you're gonna see it in Discord. It's one that's a good place to, like, get a really good review or idea of the different subclasses before you choose.
Okay.
By the next time that I come back, you'll have a video of that, because it's going to explain the arcane trickster. So some multi-classes that I've seen are arcane trickster rogue with, like, blade singer, which I think is a sorcerer, or warlock, something where, like, you can kind of weave in and out with range, and your job isn't really to jump in and jump out kind of like you want to, but you have an expanded repertoire of what you can do. Oh wait, I already sent you the rogue subclass tier rankings.
You did. I wasn't gonna tell you you're on screen. I was just gonna let you go, man. I was just gonna.
I can't bog you down like that. I'm gonna send you part 2 though, because I guess apparently they have a lot of subclasses. I recommend you choose from the 3, just so we're not worried too much about homebrew, and it's quicker for you to just at least get experience in one class. So let's say you choose the arcane trickster, but it turns out that there's a whole nother subclass that we haven't mentioned, but the dungeon dudes were like, oh, this one is cool if you want to do this. You can make that decision after you get your feet wet starting here. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So you're definitely gonna have, especially if you're like, I'm going out and I'm spreading love, not exactly what a rogue does, but you know how you could flavor that though. You go right on over this way to, like,
It was
Robin Hood style, like a dangerous Robin Hood style, like,
yeah, but like it wasn't so much spreading, like, positively. It was more of, like, you have a greater purpose. I wanted. Yeah, like, you're supposed to go out, you're supposed to do something, and that's kind of where they landed. Just because they are satyrs, so it wouldn't be something like really good either. It's just in like a weird way.
Do you want the Oracle to tell Wreath what that purpose is, or is the point to kind of find it along the journey?
Yeah, I left that open-ended for you guys if you wanted to go in. Yeah.
Okay. Let's see what fits. So here's the thing: for a greater purpose, maybe they became a rogue along the way because the purpose involves avoiding conflicts that could take away homes, right? What if it wasn't the entire rival village? It was the dark underbelly of like a deal gone wrong. So then the oracle tasks you with preventing this from happening again, because every time a village gets destroyed, you lose all of your memory. So you're equipped with rogue and thieves cunning and thieves tools, so you can get into the underground of places, so you can maintain the balance where it's like you become the necessary evil, basically just like a Batman with just about the same trauma. Honestly. But that would be a dope, and it's not too generic, because you have arcana, so you know how to get into, like, you can rub elbows with sorcerers. You have acrobatics to get out of a pinch. You have investigation if you needed to find somebody that broke the thief's code. You have persuasion. You have religion, because it turns out the oracle was holding, maybe the oracle was an acolyte of the temple in the village, so it's like minor tutelage but getting you on your way. It's like, I'm only in the darkness because I have to be the one light in the darkness. That righteous purpose that like is it oozes out of clerics, and paladins go and stand in the brightness. You're like the opposite of a paladin. Like my like Negwin, he's all about like being the hero and I'll save the day and all of that. But for you don't get that luxury. You're just as important, but nowhere near as recognized. So it's like, I know how to stand in front of a battle, but you sneaking around can prevent the battle. Dig?
Yeah.
So that just works off your proficiencies by themselves. So I think you have to pick your equipment then. So if you double down on being just a sneaky rogue, that works. If you want to be an arcane trickster, so you're like a capable rogue in those quiet secret circles, that works too. Let's go here to do some quicks on the spot editing. But I don't think you picked anything inventory wise, if I remember.
Nope.
Okay. So you got your haunted one. I like where that story is. I didn't even have to do much. Okay. So you can choose between a rapier or a short sword. I think they both deal slashing. Maybe the rapier does piercing damage, but they deal the same amount of damage if I remember correctly. They're both finesse weapons. So what? Well, yeah, they're both finesse. So you can use either your dexterity, which I think is really high, or your strength for them. Do you want the sharp pointy stick because you want to stab, or do you want to slash and run?
I want the rapier.
Cool. Right on. Now you could also get a short sword for like your offhand, or you could have a short bow for like, let me shoot this arrow and then duck, unless you wanted to have stab and slash.
I want the rapier, and then I want the short bow.
Short bow? Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Now you have an option between a burglar's pack, a dungeoneer's pack, and an explorer's pack. So
and I remember that one. I think I went and I wanted which one has there was something in it. Was it the burglars? Go back to burglars.
The one that's got the ball bearings?
Yes, the one. Yes, because I wanted to make people slip.
Yep, I knew it. I knew it. Cool. So you got the burglar's pack. You have leather armor, which you can equip. You're always gonna have you automatically get 2 daggers and thieves' tools, which you can use to pick locks. As a haunted one, you also get a chest, a crowbar, a hammer, 3 wooden stakes, a holy symbol, a flask of holy water, a set of manacles, a steel mirror, a flask of oil, a tinderbox, and 3 torches. You're Van Helsing. You're looking for whatever haunts you. Except in this case, what haunts you are the people that are powerful enough in society to be hidden and pull all the strings. So like you might use the manacles to like restrain them and restrict them from being able to cast magic or overpower you while you deal your dark justice. So and then you have a flask of oil. You can set people on fire. That's cold-blooded. Wooden stakes for vampires and okay. So that, and then just a set of common clothes so you can blend in on top of your disguise. So that works too.
Minus, the horns and red, and orange hair.
Exactly. So you're the happy one, the one that they would least suspect because it doesn't make enough sense. Let's see. Heart of Darkness, character details. Make sure I have everything added as the satyr. Because I think your character's for the most part done, but it wouldn't hurt to check. Bludgeoning 1d4 plus strength for the ram. Go wham! Mirthful leaps is like that's your up and away. I think that's what I called it. Magic resistance, advantage on saving throws. Speak, read, and write Common and Sylvan, and then just give you performance and persuasion. And then you have a musical instrument of your choice. So let's add that musical instrument manually.
Okay.
What kind of instrument would your satyr use?
I was thinking about that.
Maybe like a flute,
Does my instrument do anything?
I mean, you play them.
Yeah, I just play it, right?
Yeah, you just play it.
Yeah. Go.
Also, flutes kind of like whisper on the wind, so like you can be sneaking around and then play the flute in one section, but they're like, "What is that? Is that a siren song?" No, it's just a gallop goat. That works too.
I'm looking up D&D instruments because I have an idea in mind. I'm trying to figure out. All right, it sounds like clopping, right? So there's an instrument that sounds like clopping, and I think it'd be cool to try to like redirect people. Does that make sense? To make them think that I am stepping somewhere else and I am not. And I'm trying to figure out what
well, if you
instrument does that.
If you find it, you gotta let me know, because that sounds super interesting. But it's also we'll find a way to get it in there. We'll make a way out of no way. Yeah, that.
But other than that, what's the one the small? I also like the harp that you can hold. I don't know what it's called. It's a tiny harp, and I like that one. If I have to choose one.
Ooh, the harp. Okay.
It's like a handheld harp.
The lyre?
Is it 5? I thought 5. It might be.
Agent's a liar.
Oh, okay, cool. Who is that? Hi. Hello.
Oh, that's got to be safe. That's got to be safe.
Yeah.
Man.
Okay.
What's going on, good sir?
Hello.
Nothing much. I'm outside.
That's what's up. I was I don't know when you hopped in, but I finished at least bullet points or whatever for Hydran. I gotta send it your way. Yeah. So if you like the bullet points, I can flesh out the story for it. Basically got the idea. Cause like your fire abilities and your pact are crucial. So it plays really well. You literally could either be, in its most literal term, a steampunk, if you wanted to. So, I even have the name for the fiend you took an oath with, or took a pact with. Her name is Cosbinet.
I fuck with that. That sounds exotic.
It is. It's yeah. And she, all right. I'll give you basic cliff notes for it as I send it your way. Let me put this in a separate. I'll put it in a separate doc, and then when I get done streaming tonight, send it to you. So, you are part of a no. You were at age 11 from a nomadic water genasi tribe. So you always roamed along the coastline. You were one of the prodigies. Well, not the prodigies, but your curiosity led you to really pursue knowledge. So you showed great potential early on, and sometimes curiosity got the best of you. So you come across a ruin at one point. You all travel along the coastline to the sea. You come across some ruins. They want to explore it. The water genasi tribe, they're actually archaeologists, so they're just looking for, history of previous water genasi or water tribe people that honor the ocean. But you see an old room and it looks inactive. So your tribe of about 50 people make camp there, and then like on the first night you go exploring right next to them where that rune is, and it's a rather large sized room, but it's like there's no way this is inactive. So you try to cast a water spell, and you're like, oh, does this summon like a water spirit that we worship? No, it's actually a teleportation rune, and that teleports you and all 50 of your tribe's people to a prison in hell, for long story short. So you have 50 pacifistic water tribe people, and just standing there makes all of you boil, because most of you is made of water. So you over there boiling and gradually evaporating, and you're in the middle of these fiends that just have their way, just like hacking and slashing, cutting people in half, putting them close to fire until they completely turn to steam. But you, in the middle of casting that, you manage to hide away before the real siege starts. Mind you, you're landing in the middle of a prison. So it wasn't just like, oh, we're nice fiend people. It's no, you landed in the worst possible spot. You just so happened to hide in an empty jail cell until the warden comes over. Female warden, that's Cosbinet. And as they're about to go after your parents, she's about to slay your parents in front of you. You get a bone from somebody that obviously doesn't need it anymore, and you go for her. Like, you try to stab her with it and you miss, but you're the only person to ever strike her, like to land a hit on her. So like you didn't strike anything vital, but you scratched her. So obviously she beats you within an inch of your life, standard custom. But she gives you an option. She said, well, at the very least, since you scratched me, No one else has even dared to look in my presence, let alone attempt to strike me. Not in ages. And out of respect for that, we're only going to kill one of your parents. Which one do you like? You say, hey, out of nowhere, don't kill my mom, so she kills your mom. And then you and your dad are there stuck, still steaming. But she's like, I'll take him and the rest of your tribe. Oh, well, they'll at least so she killed half, so 25 are gone, just evaporated in the mist. The other half, she's like, they're going to stay here and suffer for a year. So you have a year to find me again and try to kill me. You come back, I'll claim your soul like the rest of this tribe. You say deal. So then she opens her arms for a hug. And like you reluctantly go because you're waiting for a moment for an opening. And just before you think you can try to like strike her again, she jams into you and you start burning all over because she's burning these runes using her body all over yours. So then you start just boiling and you think you're evaporating. You're about to die too because it's excruciating. And you blink and you're back to the coastline where no one else is. You're back to where you started the teleportation.
That's hard as fuck.
Only thing you remember is you got a year. You got a year to get strong and get good and fast. So anytime you use your abilities, instead of casting, let's say you try to cast Burning Hands, which is an AoE spell, area of effect. So instead of you doing a cone of fire, it's scalding hot magma. You're a magma genasi right now. You're cursed beyond cursed, but it works in your favor. You can still control water, but you can potentially burn fire. It depends on if you choose a feat. So there's a feat called Elemental Adept, which means even if somebody has resistance, you still burn them the same. So if you choose that feat at level 4, you can literally burn fire elementals. So it's like you have curse fire running through your veins. So you have runes over you that are constantly hurting you. If a battle is about to start, they glow and they hurt you. They don't deal damage, but it hurts you, and you can always hear her in the back of your mind. So more or less, it's a forced contract, but you could potentially be the coolest person in this campaign. So
did you make all this shit up yourself?
Tonight, yeah, took about an hour.
I need to smoke so much with you. I want to have so many cool ass conversations with you. What the fuck?
Yeah, I'm always here, bro. I promise.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I just figured instead of just telling you.
Imagination. That's great.
Yeah, I try whatever I can for the cool people.
Fucking at it. I don't know. That shit is great. I'd watch a movie about that shit.
So when I write it up for you, it'll probably be a good 2-3 pages, and then let me know what you think and put it all together. But
that's just, like, you just made this shit serious.
That's it. It really isn't
That's
even
cool.
that hard once because for me, I'm a writer through and through, and there's always like, how else can I do this kind of thing, and that'll be even more fun for like what you bring to the table. Like, it's just a start at the end of the day. So if you want to play it like that, like this encounter, even though when you can tell an encounter is too easy, he may actually walk away because he feels his runes glowing, but he's not earning anything. He's like, I'm not getting any stronger kind of thing. Or you could do the total vice versa. You casting all your spells because you're like, I gotta rush, I gotta get good, and then at some point she might Cosbinet might pop up in an encounter out of nowhere. Like you're fighting 2 wolves and then they both burn alive to summon her, and then you gotta see, is it fight or flight? Like, you don't know. But that's kind of just, that's a story builder in me.
This nigga's gonna make this fucking campaign fun as fuck. Holy shit.
Heck yeah, bro.
All right.
So I'll send that your way. It might take me a couple days to like type it all up, but I got you.
Dude, you just keep doing this forever. I don't know. I don't want to rush this at all. This shit is cool.
Appreciate that, man. So, but yeah, that was one, and then we got one set for Little Drop. So, a bit of a story. We got who else? We got Reef pretty much figured out. That one will be solid, at least 2 pages. So constantly running to bring up purpose. I might tie a couple of y'all's in together, even before we meet again. I'm gonna see what I can come up with. I still got time. So that's Hydron off the list. Wreath is pretty much figured out. I'll bold and underline that one time. Is Momo still here? Cause I think Momo's you made your story already. So I want to make sure that I can at least tie it in. So it's not like I have a story and we don't use it.
Okay. You can send that.
Cool. Keep me posted, and then we'll weave that in. Cause that's easier than me having to just okay, I'm not on 3 lists. Wait, what? This is a list for tomorrow? I'm already on. Sorry, another D&D was like, hey, we need you. I'm like, I need y'all to back the duck up. I ain't about that life. Alright, yeah, but that would be just as cool. Born and raised in a small farming village in the east. In this village dedicates a portion of its harvest to the moon goddess. Once of age, each member of the village is granted the blessing of the moon. Wow, this is cool. A gold crescent moon placed on their forehead. Are blessed with rainbow moon from birth. It's one of those blessed beings. Myra has never understood why she was chosen. The other member of the village chosen, Griffin Scarlet. Oh, you even have another name. I like that. Quick question for Griffin Skylar.
Yes.
Is he just like was there any depth added to him as well? Is he like a druid or just a character?
So all the characters I placed in there, except for the captain, which I'll have to like work on his stuff too. But all the characters, they're just characters. If you guys wanted to use them, I gave them names.
Nice. That's what I was looking for. Nice. Okay, so we can take some time to flesh that out together. And all the time in the world. Let me see. So I got three done. I was only expecting to be able to do 2, but look at that. So we got Hydron, we got Reef, Pernin I'll do off. That way you guys can discover their Pernin and Kasha I'll do separate, like off she's a tiefling rogue. Also, correction from when we played, instead of being a what's it called? A tiefling as well, he's a half elf. No, he's an elf. He's an elf druid instead of a tiefling druid. It was supposed to be, and then I was just, playing off the vibes.
Damn, now I have to completely imagine something else.
Well, he has to close his eyes as well. Oh, that's right. He can't see anyway, so we're even. Although the stats really didn't change for him. It was just different flavoring. But there's a reason for the difference. but I also have notes about trying to add accents because there's no fun if you don't go all in. You know what I mean? So I gotta get the voices down for each of them, especially if I'm doing Kasha. Like, there's got to be that consistency. So I might just try to do Ty's voice, and I gotta practice. Well,
I'll get a cheap turquoise wig to put on my
Or
head.
turquoise
I
wig.
could,
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
or I could just keep doing Kasha's voice.
Or I could, take over on Fridays. See, I'm close. I'm getting there.
What?
Don't count
What
me
was
out
that
yet.
supposed to be?
Huh?
What was that
don't know
supposed
what
to be?
that was supposed to. I don't know what that's supposed to be.
Oh, okay.
It's just practice.
I guess.
See,
I don't know what that is.
I'm putting that back in the workshop. Y'all brutal. First it was the look at these stories, but I gotta leave the voices to someone else. Y'all toxic. I don't need that in my life.
Hey, you had to be nerfed somehow. Just think about it that way.
That's crazy.
G2OP.
It's gotta be something. Dang.
I'm prepared for everyone speaking that accent then.
Everybody's gotta have one.
Mm-hmm.
Let me just make sure I have everything saved for this one before I move on. Alright, now let's check your inventory. Equipment, dagger. What the? Wait, let me fix this. You put like 8 daggers in here. Let's put the equipment.
You can never be too prepared,
That's true, but you gotta pay for those jokers. You ain't slick. You can only wear one piece of leather at a time.
Why does one need 8 daggers? Concern.
Don't worry about it.
Very worried about it.
Right? I have questions, and they're not being answered at this present time. You know what? Granted, people do the same thing with javelins. Some people just, you throw the javelin and then you forget about it.
Mm-hmm.
So
You caught one, but then there was one behind the other one, in the shadow of the other one.
Wow.
yeah, that happened. Let's see. So arrows, 2 daggers, leather, the rapier, the short bow. Okay, that's it. But those items, if they're not magical, they're cheap. Like, I think to get another dagger, it's like 5 gold. You just gotta have your gold. There are just other things you could spend it on, like potions of healing instead. Like, potion of healing being like 50 gold. Because I would use the same table that like is officially on the D&D website for like how much stuff would be in a market. So, and depending on the bounty for the job, you might be able to get or keep stocking up. So yeah, now that looks better now that I've looked at it. I was about to say, I'm like, where did all of the would have messed around and came over there with 37 daggers and 42 long swords. Just throw it.
Armageddon? Jesus.
Right? Can you imagine your character, the itty bitty satyr, carrying 37 swords? What if you fail a dex save and you trip? How many of those are going to stab you at one time? You know?
We don't worry about that. It wouldn't happen to me.
Okay.
We all know that my rolls are amazing.
Oh.
Did I not give you like inspiration and you steal? Did I not have the
I don't recall. All I recall is that we won. That's all that matters.
That's it. That's all. You did it, I think. So now we get to actually dip into subclasses. So with you being levels 2 and 3, you have more more capacity for damage, so a better challenge can come your way. So I'll be using, because Ty knows best. You guys should have been there. Y'all should have been there on Saturday, because she DM'd and I saw just how much farther I gotta go. Like the puzzle she made, the RP, it's beautiful.
Different strokes for different folks. Everybody enjoyed when you DM'd. You did very well.
Mhm.
Yeah, is the next one tomorrow?
No,
It's
When's the next one?
it's every 2 weeks. So
Okay, bet.
next week.
yep, on the 22nd.
Next week.
Yep.
Damn. Wait. I'm gonna be on vacation.
The
Oh,
whole
I'm
weekend?
going to Georgia. Yeah, I'm going to be there until actually Tuesday.
Until the 27th. Okay.
We will live stream it or, have
I
it
will
on.
be able to watch if it's on Twitch. I'm on Twitch
Yeah.
now. Like I'm on Twitch constantly, so
Right on.
watch. What's
Well-
the Twitch? I'll follow it now.
The
Space
Twitch is
Lord
mine.
8.
Yep, Space Lord 8. We'll have it on there.
Yes, you'll be able to catch it in 2 areas, but yes, go ahead and add Base Louid.
Yep. Right on.
Yes, I am a right child. No, don't take those off.
Out of context, I am highly concerned.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
In context, I'm concerned.
It's my little brother. My keyboard broke earlier, and so it's just laying on my bed, and he's on my bed taking the keycaps off.
Oh.
Oh.
Yep, still concerned.
Yeah, it's
Dang.
fine. It's a dead keyboard, sadly. I don't even know what you're saying, man. It's broken.
Like my
Like, fix it.
soul.
Yeah, it's broken.
Ouch.
I get that concept.
Oh.
He's only 2, so he doesn't know much, but the things he does know, he does a lot. All better.
Hey Ty, did you
I
see
get
the
stuff on babysitting duty.
shoot? But you're gonna have a vacation coming up though, so.
It won't. It'll be with him, sadly.
Fair. So, but Ty, did you see the kind of what I
You gotta go to mommy. You want orange?
overall made
Mommy, if you want orange.
What?
You just want the color, not the
for Little Drop?
Oh my god. You did a character thingy for her? Oh my god.
Totally.
No. What did you do for Little Drop? Because I'm interested to see what your story turned out to be compared to what mine turned out to be.
Oh, I mean, if you already got one, I mean, it's your world. I'm just living in it.
I want to see what Space Lloyd created,
Okay.
or hear it at least.
Okay. So for Little Drop, the Tabaxi Bard is you're a lead performer in a traveling circus. So it makes sense why you have all like the acrobatic, because like I'm pulling up your sheet while I talk about it. It kind of just spoke to me out of the ether, you know, of like, what exactly do you do? How do we put all this together? Where does your story begin before it begins with us? So when I first looked at like the fact that as a bard, of course you have performance, but you also have perception, persuasion, sleight of hand, and
She's a cat.
stealth, and insight, and athletics. Like that just screams
Cat.
entertainer. Yeah, I mean, but a cat entertainer, a cat-ertainer. You're a cat-ertainer, right? So I was like, okay, but what part of a circus has that, like the insight and like the charisma with the va-va-voom kind of thing, you know what I mean? So I settled on, I was like, you know what? You're the magician. You be observing people, checking their body signs, and then you got the sleight of hand to hide the card, or you're like, which hand is it in? You know, or find the Queen of Hearts and you get your money back, and they never get their money back because you're just that good. You know? So that's kind of how it starts. Like, and the ringmaster is your elvish adopted mother. That's why you know elvish. And also, oh no, you don't have undercommon. I was looking up undercommon, but you know elvish because you're raised by her. And then your father is supposedly like the world's strongest elf, but like all the weights are emptied. But like you guys are just a semi-nomadic. You kind of plant in a city for just outside the city outskirts, wherever you go for a week. But the big draw is you. You're the magician that amazes. You'll saw kobolds in half, and it turns out to just be two of them hiding in different parts of a box. You know what I mean? So when you're up on a stage, you use your whistle stick as like the singing portion, so you can almost hypnotize people with that thing. But then when you're off stage, that's where you really pay. The people actually pay up and collect, because you already cased out who looks like they're the richest. And a little swipe here, you shake a hand, you reach into their back pocket, get their life savings, call it a day. Until one day, the roving band travels to Sirion, because now your mom's getting old, and she wants to entrust you with the circus. But you have to fill out you have to finish your own quest first, and she tasks you with finishing your name. Because with Tabaxi, they usually have like, it's almost like a Native American tribal name. So right, so my best friend has a Stitch of Dreams, right? Or Cloud Above the Mountaintop. So right now you are
Right.
Little Drop, but she tasks you to finish her name like hers, because hers is Sonnet of Winter. But before she'll fork over the full leadership and rights of the circus, while she rests her bones and recovers, because she tasks you with finding the members of her original troupe that got her into the circus in the first place. So I had a couple ideas of like what people you have to find or encounter. You have a singing seahorse, a goblin that's a mind reader, but a better mind reader than you are. Like, they're just better at casing people out with investigation, supposedly. A human that juggles crossbows as he fires them, so you might have like a sharpshooter match. You know what I mean? So you have to find like the 4 or 5 original troop members. Like, you know their names, but you don't know where they are. And as you're going into the guild is the first place where you were expected to find your first lead or clue to find Sonnet of Winter's old friends, and you have to prove yourself to each of them to prove that you're worthy of running the circus instead of just being the main attraction, to pass the torch, if you will.
Intriguing. Okay, that's interesting.
So something along those lines.
Okay, pretty cool. Circusy. So should I act like a clown? No, is that racist?
You think clowns are racist?
I don't know.
Wait.
I mean, you know, whatever floats your boat and crosses the moat, you know what I mean? So do what you're gonna do. I don't say that that's
I like how that was your first question.
right. Just like everything else is great, but pause. Who's offended?
Uh-huh. Okay, that was pretty cool.
It could be that like your innocent and like jovial nature hides the cunning intellect and your sharp mind. It's like, oh no, I'm just an innocent cat that's all fun loving before I swipe them debit cards. You know what I mean? You could have that. You could be hiding your true super sharp intellect.
That's racist to all carnies.
Not at all. Magicians are psychologists.
I'm pretty sure calling them carnies is racist.
That yeah, not racist. Is it? Is it jobist? Is it?
Yeah,
It's jobist.
that makes sense.
But I think it fits there. You know, it's we know who we're talking about. So I mean, you could be the magician and the big misdirect.
Does that make it appropriate? Say we know who we're talking about, but is it right?
Out of context, no. In this context, why not? So, but yeah, I kind of have fun with that. I've just been rolling dice because this is a good excuse to, and it whatever number it lands on, I've been writing for. So we have actual backstories that we can weave together, like,
Yeah, the story you came up with, I guess it's a little bit more exciting than the one I came up with. But I actually wanted, and I'm a little late. I got distracted. I was trying to make this character before it got too late. But I actually made Baylis. I put her in the Discord, and I was hoping if you're, wait, are you about to work on another character?
I just pulled up Felice. I was gonna roll like a d6 to see who else I'd build a backstory for, but
do that.
No. I want to see yours. I gotta see what you made, bruh. What did you create from your beautiful mind? Oh, this. Okay, that's what's up. Oh, you got advantage on a whole bunch of stuff. Let me see this for real.
Yeah, I saw that too when I created it. I was like, wow.
What? Okay.
Bailey is a noble blood. But I kicked her out or disowned her because she had too many relationships with commoners and people like of even lower class. She's all about the actual people, and her family disapproved of it. So, she's kind of setting. Wait, should I be going on about this?
What is this a character you're gonna play in the campaign?
Well, yes, since we have a bit, I was trying to level it out, and I have 2 minutes.
Okay, so you want to play 2 characters.
You said I want 2 characters. Well, I mean, I had one for. I mean, actually create somebody who could actually heal the party, and then somebody did create a bard, created a blood hunter for the extra backup.